Again, my name is Joel Eduardo Huerta, one of the co-owners at Dallas Blends Barber Academy. And today we're going to be doing a tutorial video on a low fade, and also at the same time introducing our organic pomade, which you can find online at dallasblends.com, or if you're in the area you can stop by one of our Dallas locations or Garden locations. Alright, so for today's tutorial we're going to be doing a low fade with the number 7 on top, adding some minor parts for the eyebrows and for the top of the head, going in with the razor and then showing you guys those details and how to get into those tight areas. So today's model is going to be one of our fellow barber students, Jacob Aquilina. If you can step over here, introduce yourself, say what's up to everybody. So as you can see, the haircut that he has right now, you can do 360 for me. So we'll see how the haircut looks right now, and then you guys are going to be able to see the end result. And again, the most important key about doing a haircut is providing well service and making sure your client feels confident by the time he leaves that chair. So I'm going to start with the number 7, going against the grain, like so. Making sure you're applying the guard with a little bit of pressure on the scalp, so you get a nice even cut. So we're going to start with the guideline, starting at the temple and creating a slope line going towards the back of the occipital bone all the way around to the other side of the head. So once you establish your guideline, go ahead and clean up underneath. So remember, whenever you are doing your guideline, to not put your guidelines with zero gap machines to where it will be too difficult for you guys to blend out your guideline. So keep the guideline light. It can be with just a regular zero, or with your fading machine with the lever semi-closed. So still keeping a little bit of hair stubble in there to where it's not too difficult for you guys to blend it out when it comes to finishing out your blend. All right, so first step is going to be creating our second guideline. So we're going to do that with the lever open and go up about maybe 1 inch to 1/2 inch from the initial guideline. So as you guys are applying the machine towards the scalp, make sure you come in with the teeth first and then flare out just a little bit, so that way you create little small layers, and again, not making it too difficult for you guys to blend into the next number. next number up is going to be our 1 open. So we're going to go ahead and move up a little bit higher to our 3rd guideline area, or 3rd section. So we got 1, 2, going on to our 3rd section using a 1 open. So again, going over our steps that we've already done, we did 0, we did half, and this is 1.5. So as you can see, there's still light, little semi-line of demarcations in between that. So we're gonna leave that at the end. We're gonna go all the way up to probably a number of 5, and then work it back down and get rid of any extra lines or hard lines that we have left in the fade. Now going on to the number 2 guard with the lever all the way up, which should be lever closed. So again, make sure you guys are using a nice soft feather motions into the hair. Don't be too harsh or too rough on the skin. And really one of the most important things about doing haircuts is feeling comfortable. Okay, so if you guys are too nervous or it's your first time doing a haircut, it's okay to feel nervous. That's normal. Definitely recommend cutting people up that you already know, that you have a close friendship with, to feel comfortable working on their haircut. All right, next number up is going to be a 1, lever closed. So now we're getting down to our shoulder numbers. Again, getting rid of those hard lines that you guys see going across the head. Next number up is going to be our half guard. It's going to be lever closed. Again, working in between the 0 and the half guard open, lever open that we did earlier. So with this one, you're going to make sure that you stay low, just kind of stay right on the line. Don't go too high up where it creates another weight line, which is going to make you or force you to push your fade even higher than what you initially wanted it to be. So make sure you guys just stay right on the line once you're trying to get that last line out. And again, using those nice feather motions, and those nice feather strokes with the clipper. So a lot of people might perceive this as a fading down technique, but I actually did a little bit of both. I started from the bottom, worked my way up to the top using a number 5 guard, and then from the 5, worked my way back down to the number 0 guard. So it's a little bit of combination of both. And again, there's no really right or wrong way to do a fade. As long as you get it done, you can always look up different kind of techniques to use or different ways of doing it. But there's really no right or wrong way whether you want to fade up or down. The reason why I chose to fade down is because of the type of haircut this is. So This is a low fade. So anytime it's a low fade or low taper, anything that is low or needs shading, I usually want to use a fading down technique, which leaves a little bit more hair and just gives a different effect versus just fading from the bottom going all the way to the top only. So that's all it is. It just gives you a different effect, and I feel the fading down with your numbers for a low fade haircut gives you a better effect or a better result at the end. So another thing to keep into consideration is you don't always have to have the lever open nor always closed. Sometimes you need to learn how to work your lever in between those areas to work the blend as you're working through the haircut. So not every area has to have the same level with the lever. So you need to be able to learn how to use that and to help you blend certain areas within the haircut process. Here we're going to switch machines. We're going to switch to the Andes Masters, and the reason for that is because I like the teeth on there. The teeth are a little bit more, like I said, more fine and closer together like the comb. So we're able to pick up more hair per square inch using the Andes Masters. So I like to use this for detail towards the end. Again, I have not used my electric shaver yet. This is all clipper work. Okay, now that we use the Andes Masters, finished out the detail towards the bottom, I'm gonna come in with my zero gap T-out liners and get a little bit closer with the zero, and then following up with the electric shaver. So you can always jump back and forth with your machines. If you caused a little line, or if you went up too high up with your T-out liner, you can always go back and blend that back out. Again, just be very careful, be conscious of how high you're going up, depending on with what number you're using and in what area. So just be mindful with the machine and your numbers. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and finalize the zero, shaving it down to the skin using our Babyliss electric shaver. So we're going to go ahead and start with shaving down with the grain so we don't cause a hard line after we just accomplished a beautiful fade using nothing but clippers. So to not ruin this blend with the electric shaver, don't go too high up going against the grain, because that will cause a hard line. So what we're going to do is we're going to shave with the grain and a little bit across the grain, and then towards the bottom areas we're going to go ahead and go up against the grain. right, so if you see that, you can see that we left no hard lines, and again, that's a special technique that you guys can apply to your haircuts. Again, if you don't know this yet, now you know. So again, using your shaving with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain techniques to be able to finish out and execute your skin fade shave. So again, not bringing up the shaver too high up into the fade area. So we're gonna stay beneath the 0 and the half area and just shave with the grain all the way around. Shave a little bit of strokes going across the grain, and then finalize at the end going against the grain in the lower parts of the haircut. All right, now going into the front hairline of the haircut, we're gonna go ahead and do his edge up, starting in the center, working our way towards the sides. So always coming in on top of the hair. Do not do your edge ups going underneath. Coming on top is where we're gonna apply it on this particular haircut. So come on top, do a precise cut, and drag the clipper down. Cut, drag down, cut, drag down, cut, drag down. Just for all my beginner students out there that are still learning how to do edge ups, just be patient with yourself. But again, don't be too nervous. Try to execute your edge up with confidence. Again, always looking in front of the mirror to check your work, and you can see it from a different perspective. And making sure your linings are straight from one side to the other. So make sure your edge ups are always straight from one side to the other. And then for the side line, you're gonna make sure you create like a number 7. You're gonna add a little slight angle to the sides. You're not gonna make it too straight, but not too slanted either. So that way, whenever you're doing the edge up and you turn the customer towards the mirror and they look to the front, it looks more squared. All right, so now that we finalized the fade, we're gonna just add a little design touch. Something simple and effective that's gonna make it stand out and still look clean at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue apparting where his eyebrow slash is. So we'll start somewhere right here, the corner of the temple, and bring it over in the arch effect and end it with a thick to narrow line. Notice I made my second guideline, so this is how thick it's going to be in the beginning, and this is how fine it's going to end at the end. So once you create that second line underneath, we're going to go ahead and just cut the in-between using the T-outliner. So as you can see, when I removed the hair in between, how much more contrast it added to the hair design, even though again it's just something simple, but yet also effective. So if you have a real light spot in between, adding contrast and blending in with the fade at the same time. So next step, we're gonna go ahead and prepare our razor. We're gonna go ahead and fold and break these double-sided blades in half. We're gonna go ahead and open the piece of paper up and take one blade out, save the other one for later. All right, next step is opening up our safety. From the razor, match the hinges that are to your razor and then go ahead and lift this over. Let it sit and put your safety back on and close your razor. So at this point, we're just gonna add a little bit of shaving gel to give us a little bit of lubrication. So again, to get these tight spots, you wanna make sure you can stretch the skin, angle the blade in about 30 degrees to 45 degrees, and do short, small strokes. Again, just adding more contrast to your design. So again, as I reach these arched areas, I'm going to use the back heel of the blade to get into smaller, tighter areas, like so. Once you're applying the razor to the edge up line, just shave right to the line, don't go past it, and don't stop too early either. So here we're just gonna go ahead and just take off all the facial hair off, clean them up, finish up our service, and then finalize with the electric shaver. And we should be done after this. So he's gonna leave the chin here, so all we're gonna do is just go ahead and reline it up underneath with our T-outliner. Clean up under. Alright guys, so we reached the end of the video. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed the video as much as we did creating it. So if you guys want to leave any feedback on what you guys thought of the video or what you would like to see next, go ahead and DM us or comment below on the video, and we'll try to make sure we come back with something that you guys can enjoy and keep learning and growing from. So remember that our pomade is 100% organic, environment friendly, so feel free and safe to use this product. You can read the ingredients on it, and you can find the ingredients on the webpage as well. So just to let you know and give you some more information about our product. So also, if you guys want more information on how to become a licensed barber in the state of Texas, again, we give you more information on that. Just give us a phone call or a DM on our webpage or Instagram page. We do offer scholarships and financial aid for veterans. So we do have scholarship opportunities going on all this year. Things might change next year at the end of the year, but so far, if you guys are interested, we do provide payment plans and scholarship opportunities for everyone. So feel free to ask any questions and find out how those scholarships can be applied to you and help you out to achieve your barber career.